I think it's about time we find out how fast this car is.
That's bad.
So for anybody who doesn't remember, a quick little refresh of this. This is my 1972 Buick Skylark. Pulled it out of basically a junkyard about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. It had previously been scrapped at some scrapyard in Lansing, Michigan. Like the nephew or whatever, I can't remember exactly. I think the nephew of the guy who ran the place pulled the car out of the junkyard because he wanted to use it as like a circle track or dirt track car, and then he was like, it's too good for that. So he ended up selling the car to someone else who sold the car to the guy that I got it from, who was parting out. He had a few different Skylarks and GSs and stuff like that. And when I got this thing, it looked nothing like this. It was like, it had like brushed on bed liner. The front end was off of it. It had like some weird Cadillac seats in it. The thing was a mess. Like, it was a mess. But ended up doing, the body really wasn't too bad. It had some dents and the floor had some rust, but the body wasn't really too bad. So I ended up finding some seats for it, through a 5.3 with a cam in it for a lady. It's a great cruiser. It's got 410 gears on a 275 60/15. The fronts are like 25 5s, something like that. They're dinky. I like them to be a little bit bigger, I think, but it's fine for now. Picked up this glass stage 2 hood down in, I think, Indiana last late summer, something like that, for like $100. Maybe not even that much. I don't remember. It was really cheap though. I was hoping to find either a flat hood or like a GS glass hood, but you take what you can get when you find it. So, car runs and drives pretty good. It's a great cruiser, but we like to go fast around here. Turbo 6-liter Mustang that's getting really close. Long-term project, the 55. This thing's someday going to be fun. Obviously, we got Jack Black, the Turbo LS OBS truck. Had the RX-7. That was fun. That was my first 9-second car. So it's time to find out how fast the Skylark is. And I know it's not going to be fast, right? Like, it might be decent for more or less a daily driver, but it's not going to be fast. So now's the time for predictions on what we think it's going to do. Now here's what I'm thinking. It's 5.3. It is a Gen 4 5.3. It's got the eBay sloppy stage 2, that like $120 cam. That's what's been in it this whole time. It does have a Circle D converter bone stock for a lady that whines sometimes. That I'm just like, I'll pull it out when it breaks. The car runs, drives right now. Once it actually breaks, knock on wood, then I'll pull it out. 8.2 rear end with 410s and a mini spool blocks in there. The car with me in it is like exactly 3,500 pounds. So she's a heavyweight. It shifts too early. It shifts at about 6,000. I need to raise that to like 6,800. But like I said, I got it to where it runs, drives, does everything, and then I kind of have neglected it. So here's what I'm thinking. If this thing cracks the 13s NA, then I'll be thrilled. If we get a 1399, then that's amazing to me. I think it'll be a little bit slower than that for a few reasons. One, we're not on a track. I got the draggy in the car. You can see my phone up there hanging. We're going to be making some street pulls. We're not going to be doing, we're not going to be pouring a puddle, doing a burnout, backing into it, any of that. This thing doesn't really spin the tires, and now that I say that, all it's going to do is spin the tires. It basically just kind of, just kind of takes off. So it's got a pretty slow 60 foot, might be like a 2.3, 2.4, something crazy, but it feels like the mid-range. It's got that, it pulls pretty decent. So I think realistically it'll probably be like a 14.5. I'm going to be a little heartbroken if it's slower than that, but it might be. Trying to keep things kind of realistic here. Optimistically, I'd love this to be a $13.99 car. I don't think it will be today. So, got the Draggy Charge that's in the car. Ain't nothing left to do but warm the car up and make a few pulls, see where we're at.
junky car, it feels more dangerous. But no, this thing's pretty quick for just an NA 5.3. That's crazy. Holy crap. A 234 60 foot, a 904 in the 8th, and a 1382 in the quarter. I don't know what the mile an hour was.
All right, so I gotta be honest, I'm a little flabbergasted right now. The car's 0.2 faster, well, almost 0.2 faster than what I thought my optimistic goal could be. And it's 0.7 faster than what I actually expected it to be. So that's awesome. That's so sick. Because it's a heavy car. It's 3,500 pounds. And basically a stock 5.3 with a $120 eBay cam. It does have a BBK intake. Same one that I had on the RX-7 when it went 9.5 at 140. I don't know. Maybe just a lucky intake. And we even spun too, which that car doesn't usually do. It just kind of moseys on out of the way. Clean up the tune some more. Don't spin taken all, like at a track, this could be closer to like a 1350 car. Raised the shift points a little bit, which I did do that before taking it out. I just got into the handheld and bumped them up like 300 RPM. So with the 4L80, in my experience, I had to do this with Goldie Hawn too when I had the 4L80 in that. Like, let's say I wanted it to shift at 6,500, I got to set the shift points in the tune down like 500, 600, 700 RPM. So if I wanted it to shift at like 6,500, I'd set the shift point at like 58, 5,900 in there, and then that's, I don't know, it's just like a 4L80 thing. Well, I can't say that because I haven't tried it with 4L60s or any other transmission. But with the 4L80s that I have done, I've had to set the shift points like that. So I've been trying to slowly sneak up on it because I don't want to go too far. So like in first gear, I had the shift point at 5,300 and it shifted at 6,000, I believe. I might be thinking of second gear. So I bumped up first gear from 5,300 to, I think, 5,500? I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look at the tune. I know that I just raised both first and second gear shifts a lot. Third gear, I have it set to 8,000 so that it stays in third for the full pull. Because I don't want to be making a pull in overdrive in this thing. We're not trying to do any half mile, standing mile stuff. But yeah, I'm so blown away. Like even Max, it knocked him off his feet. You surprised at how good the car did, Max? Yeah, me too. Like, it's over a half second faster than I thought it was going to be. So that is so sick. I don't know. I thought we were going to have to fight for it a lot more. I was planning on making a lot more pulls. I guess in a second here we can go back out and try to replicate it. And that was going, I think that was like 1 or 2 degrees uphill too. I'm just so happy with this car. So I think I'm going to turn it around, throw the phone and camera back in it, and see if we can replicate this one more time. So what I'd really love to see is an 899 in the 8th now, because we were like 904, I think we were 904 in the 8th. So I'm trying to think of what I should do different when launching the car. I don't know, maybe I foot brake it a little bit less, maybe I foot brake it a little bit more, but then I think it'll spin more. I also think I'm going to raise the shift points a little bit more once I get up here in the shade. So the 1-2 shift was 5,500. I think I'm going to raise it to 5,800. And the 2-3 shift was 5,800. I'm going to raise that to 6,000. So, we'll see how that goes.
last time was a 904. We spun a little bit more. And 1384 to the quarter. Last time was a 1382. So basically the exact same. Yeah, I think we spun a little bit more off the line that time. At least it felt like it. But it's nice to know that that wasn't a fluke and we can repeat it. This would be a great bracket car. Put it in at 1380. And our temperature is 165. No, 164. Just dropped down. This car is great, dude. It's such a good beater.
All right, I think that's about the best win that we've probably ever had on the channel. So to recap, at the beginning I said, if we could get a 1399, that would be like the goal. What I was expecting was closer to like a 1450. Just to like compare it to something more modern, like a Focus RS runs about the same time, maybe a little quicker. I think like 13.5, something like that. Just to kind of put it in perspective. I think a newer Scat Pack Challenger runs like mid to high 12s. So I think all in all, this car is pretty dang good for what it is. I think realistically, I probably have closer to like 4,500 into it. But for sure less than 5,000. And we got a pretty good hot rod here. God, I love budget builds, man. So much. It just makes me want to get to work on the Chevelle that much more. But I will say, the transmission controller for the Fiero here, for Sean's Fiero, is supposed to show up today. The Mustang is getting so close, dude. I got the bucket made for the tank. That's all in. I did add a return line to go down to stop aeration. You guys are right, I didn't even think about that when I was putting that together. So that's all done, sealed up. I got some nut certs, so it's easier to take those in and out. We're all good there. Just got to get that back in the car. Fuel system wiring, drive shaft, and this thing's basically ready to start making some noise, get some fire in the pipes. And then this, I picked this up a couple days ago up in Muskegon for 300 bucks. Some of you guys might have an idea on what this is and can probably figure out what it would be for. But that is going to do it for today's video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for clicking that bell to get notifications. And I will see you guys next time.